Good morning. It's that every second so special Thursday. PRRD directors and mayors from throughout the region are going to gather throughout the land, break bread, share stories, have action, adventure, and camaraderie, and then they're going to dive into the regional board meeting agenda for the Peace River Regional District. All right. If we can get a graphics department to work on a little bit of an intro for this with some music, be great. All right, and before we jump into the meat and potatoes of the Thursday meeting, which will be going at 10 a.m., of course, we always like to go and run over their lunch menu. Looks like they're going to be looking at some options today. Going seafood kebabs with a squid risotto, and then Dan Rose is bringing the Need for Speed Maverick hot soup to open the luncheon with. Of course, before action, Brad Sparling does call the meeting to order with a bang of his hammer and gavel. They jump into the cow, and that's the community of a whole meeting. And this meeting, it looks like RCMP priorities are going to be on the agenda, and some presentations there from some detachments. Check that one out. Of course, then they dive into the meat, the potatoes, the veg, the hearty meal that is the PRRD agenda. Adoption of the agenda, any additional notice of new business that directors would like to bring to the agenda. Then they will be going over adoption of previous minutes, which of course is the May 26th Regional Board and Committee of the Whole minutes. And then of course, rolling right into it at 11:30 today, hot one. There's a letter in the package if you'd like to check it out. But President of the North Peace Fair Society, Fall Fair Society, and regarding the Adeline Kelly building, Bruce Christensen's talking about affordability this year and what's going on there. Of course, that may affect events and the North Peace Fall Fair, of course, as it relates to the Adeline Kelly building. Of course, correspondence, BC Hydro Peace River Creel survey. They're going to be looking at Blackfoot Regional Park cameras, traffic cameras, more come next year. Of course, that's not to look out on us or anything related to Trudeau spying on us with his 5G technology. More about fisheries and habitat conservation as it relates to Site C. Of course, dock use, fisheries, and more. Of course, reports. Big run of directors' committee meeting recommendations. The directors want to make sure that everybody in the world knows about grant writing, and that's not a new staff member named Grant Writing. That's about the grant writer that they have and the ability for nonprofits and more to gain access to government and more funding through grant opportunities. Of course, as we said, it's going to be early on in the agenda. It comes up at 9.4 as well, North Peace Fall Fair, building issues and options. The regional board is going to defer a report to this meeting and then see what they can do to bring it into compliance with BC Building Code for use as a public occupancy and assembly building. Obviously, not making code right now. Otherwise, why would they be addressing it? Non-farm use within the ALR. Check that one out. I do believe we have a subdivision application for some residential property north of the river. Check that one out. Always interesting to see. And the Roadhouse. They've got a general store and application for a rural license. Of course, we're not going to say what the green retail product that they're looking to add to their store out there on the Hart Highway, but it rhymes with Annabis. Of course, permissive tax exemption policy summary, and then the Let the Sunshine In Statement of Financial Information, SOFI, or colloquially, as everyone seems to call it out here, the Sunshine List for the PRRD. Check that one out. Always a clickable item on your Dawson Creek Mirror website. Of course, they've got a third reading of a regional board defer consideration of a report, and that's going to be going to now third reading and adoption. Of course, that also has to do with an agricultural subdivision within the PRRD. Always nice to see housing popping up when it's appropriate. Then they roll through appointment list, consent calendar, letter from our friend Dan Davies in the north regarding Peace Region Crown Land wildfire danger, into the strat plan, into the calendar of events. Of course, we're into June, summer months, a little bit less work on the agenda. Nonetheless, agenda, that is what you have today. Why spend 5-6 hours slugging through the directors as they go about their business when you can spend less than 5 minutes right here, as we just did, going through the agenda. Let's see if we can get a, like you say, a little intro for the beginning of this, me running or something. This has been the rundown. We'll obviously click and point you to the live PRRD feed that happens at 10 o'clock today. Check it out. Directors, your ratepayer dollars, decisions. It's always engaging.